not. This is it, man.
Somebody want to check the stream and make sure it's playing. Actually, this is GMS Chicago 27.
That's evidence how long we've been at it. 27.
Yeah, that's true. So it's working. Come.
Go ahead, you open up on it.
Come. All right. Welcome back. We're doing another GMS Chicago camp. But first and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Ba'Kadosh. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, GMS. I want to give salutations to you brothers that's out there pushing this word in sincerity. And the title is Jacob's Trouble ain't going to be about laughter, man. It's coming into serious times. And it's going to take supreme faith to get through the times that we're going into. But we're going to start off and show a video from Inside Edition dealing with what's going on in Seattle right now. Because you got certain protesters that took over an entire city block and basically calling it a cop-free zone. Couple blocks.
I think she's going to take you sick. Go ahead.
Let me make sure I'm sharing the screen. All right, come.
Welcome to the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, CHAZ for short. The zone under occupation is a city within a city, 6 blocks in total.
Justice and turmoil across the country have resulted in a takeover of one part of Seattle. As the standoff continues, there's now a war of words between the president and local officials.
A stunning moment as protesters take over an entire neighborhood in Seattle and declare it an autonomous free zone. The streets are barricaded. Men with assault rifles stand guard at checkpoints. They painted over surveillance cameras. The sign says, "Welcome to the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone," CHAZ for short. The zone under occupation is a city within a city, 6 blocks in total. At its center, a police precinct that has been taken over after cops abandoned it to avoid a violent confrontation. Inside Edition cameras were inside the zone today. The police precinct is now called the People's Precinct. Look, this sign says you are now leaving the USA. President Trump is demanding the barricades be torn down and the neighborhood taken back. Domestic terrorists have taken over Seattle. Take back your city now. If you don't do it, I will. These ugly anarchists must be stopped immediately. Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan responded, "Make us all safe. Go back to your bunker. Black Lives Matter." White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany.
And that's showing you the division right there, man. You got a sitting president, and then you got the mayor of this place telling you to go back to your bunker. And it's a woman that's telling you this. All right, this place is finished, and this place is through. You can clearly see that. When in your lives have you seen some people take over a couple blocks of a city? You ain't seen that.
Right.
And they armed, and police don't do shit to them.
Tell the mayor, the president, to fuck off.
Basically.
With an English accent.
On Fox News today.
Does the president plan to use military action on the streets of Seattle?
Well, the president's message is that he will secure the streets in this country.
Inside the zone, there are free concerts, free food at a store called a no-cop co-op. Even movie nights.
Yeah, so this is embarrassing and shameful to Esau. Somebody get Habakkuk 2 real quick. And I'm sure somebody already holding second answer was the insurrection.
You want about 2 and 12?
No, 2, 1, and 2.
In Habakkuk 2 and 1, it says, "The burden which Habakkuk the prophet conceived. O Yahweh, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? You may cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance, for spoiling and violence are performing? There are that rise up strife and contention."
There you go. That strife and contention, man, is happening, man. It's rising up. can jump to when it said it's written on paper. None of these shall fail. Exactly what I'm thinking. None of these shall fail.
I think it's going.
No, yeah, it should be. Yeah,
It's like maybe I think the next verse.
yeah. And then keep
Make it plain upon tables.
Make it plain upon. I believe so.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Verse 2. 2. To make it. Yeah,
Yeah, write these things plain upon tables.
Right. Habakkuk 2 and 2.
Con.
It says, and Howard answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision here from the appointed time, that the end shall speak, and not lie, or tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
God, personally, you know, shoot, ever since I saw the elders on YouTube in 2007, I've been waiting for it. All right, ever since that time, man, and now it's here. You know, we thought this was going to happen in 2008, 2009, 11, but you know, none of us counted on that quantitative easing, which prolonged it to this time. But clearly, you know, more of the elect had to be sealed. Man. The elect wasn't sealed yet. All right, and look how many you know, people around the world. Not only did the Northern Kingdom come in strong, but you got plenty of speckled birds that are on the coming boards watching this.
That's right. Brief testimony. I'm at work. Now, y'all can't, you know, we've got this little side of the hustle on. He said, man, you ain't gonna need to go work no more. I'm like, well, I'm still gonna work because I still minister through my job. People at the home base and then people I'm delivering to, I'm always witnessing. And he was like, man, fuck them. He was like, they gonna get it, they gonna find the Lord. I'm like, yeah, but I'm still gonna do it. So I go to work last night. And one of the guys who just started it 2 weeks ago, I've been dealing with these other 3 guys. One who knows, 2 that know they're about the Lord. One in this other camp that the camp is going off, and we're about to go cuss House of Wisdom out. That's another story. But this other dude is an Issacharite, and he only been there for about 2 weeks. And I just talked to him in the past, like, what's up? So last week I asked him what's his name. He said, Pete. I said, okay, Peter, you know. I spoke to him in Spanish. He said, I don't speak Spanish. My parents only brought me up in English. Because they were trying to escape from that you know the old world from Mexicans. So I saw him walking down the street last week, and I was driving past. I'm like, is that him? I couldn't really tell because he had shades on. Right. And Spirit's like, that's him. I'm like, and then I got conflicted, so I could see if it's him, I see him at the gate. So then I was like, oh man, I was gonna pick you up. That's cool. And I was like, okay. A couple of days went past. Yesterday, I'm out there, and Benji came up to my job. Yaakov was at my job. A couple of brothers. And we just standing up there in the parking lot chilling while I'm waiting on the ride. He came out, you know, for a little break. So the Spirit said, now the brothers had a little drink. And the Spirit said, give him a drink. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you don't give that wasn't even my drink. You don't give another man's drink that he gave you. But the Spirit said, give him a drink. So I gave him a drink. And as I gave him a drink, he said, man, thank you, man. About the band, we start talking. And I forgot what I said, but he mentioned that he tried to keep the Passover. I said, you tried to keep the Passover? So what you mean you try to keep the Passover? How you try to keep it? He said, no, he wouldn't pray to the east. What about the Passover? I said, what's the name of the Heavenly Father? He said, Yahweh Shah. I said, okay, it's close. I said, what's your nationality? He said, it's Issachar.
He's fighting.
And I said,
he's reaching. He's searching.
I said, who you been studying with? He said, just me and my brother. But now he's moved to Texas. And we just been trying. I've been reading my Bible every day. That's how it started. He said he'd been reading his Bible every day, and that's how the conversation started. And I said, hold on. And I started taking him to the brothers. I said, what's your nationality? What's your family? And they got wounded, you know. Come to find out, he's been studying for a couple of months. He's been, he knows about Yahweh Shai. He said Yahweh Shah because he didn't know how to pronounce it correctly. And he knows he's from the tribe of Issachar. He knows that we're the Israelites. And he's dealing. I'm like, that's people, we are waking up. And we just can't see the numbers. The Lord got the numbers, man. But we are knocking on heaven's door. And that's why we still got work to do. And to finish the seal, because everybody who's the elect is already in the process of being sealed. The Lord's already been dealing with them in their own shit, already getting them disenchanted from the world, not liking the shit that's going down, searching for something better. All right? They're already in that process. We're still out here preaching because there's some final sealing up.
The last few dots to I's and dot T's across, and that's basically what we are. We're spell checking now.
Saki. To the camera.
It's the audio's picking up.
Then that's why I said that's why they be playing with me, bro. They try to just don't worry. As long as they can hear, they can
it's
hear.
fine. Okay, cool.
And this is what happened last time. And then when I went out to try to go fix it, it shut the whole stream down. Then I had to start it all over again. So if you got the audio or the video, whatever, just take the what they got.
Anybody got more scriptures?
Yeah, did he finish the Habakkuk?
Or that second Ezra.
Yeah. Get that Habakkuk in that second Ezra real quick.
Habakkuk 2 and 2. It says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write a vision and make it plain upon tables, they may run that readeth. The vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
And now it's here, man. The Lord is showing you that He's operating and moving, man. Things that are going on the earth has never happened before. All right, if somebody could get that second Ezra real quick, I think verse 16, just the sedition of man. We're gonna read it again.
So second Ezra 15 to 16. For there should be sedition among men, and obeying one another. They should not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their actions should stand in their power.
Right, and a sedition is basically an insurrection. Can somebody look that word insurrection up? Actually, look up sedition. I got insurrection.
Sedition really goes into speaking out against the government, man.
Yeah.
This is insurrection noun, and this is a violent uprising against an authority or government. All right. Then it gives an example. The insurrection was savagely put down. So that's what's about to happen to, Esau gonna stand up and Jake gonna join unto him. Somebody can get that. And Esau, you look, you cannot, Esau's blessing was the sword. All right. And Esau has not totally lost the earth yet. The sword is still his power, because the left-hand side is not really dealing with him like that anymore. They're not getting, and the proof to that is that Elder Bar-Ra has done many lessons on gradualism. And if you notice, Esau isn't using gradualism anymore. They just doing stuff now, and that's because the right-hand side is forcing them to do so. And so now, and that's why everything that they do is so sloppy now, because it's not carefully planned out for years and years at a time like they've done before. Like, for example, how they would show you things in movies 20, 30 years ago, and then when it finally comes out, now it's like they've made their own self-fulfilling prophecy. And so they would, a lot of events that are happening now were written in movies, in books, cartoons. All right, and so Esau is almost like he's doing his own self-fulfilling prophecies, but that's just the way the left-hand side works, because he has to broadcast you what he's going to do before he does it. And now those left-hand side spirits aren't dealing with them anymore, or they lying to them, just like in Kings. I think that's 2 Kings, when he said, "I will go forth and be a lion spirit in the ears of all his prophets." So all them Hollywood people that do all them damn seances and weird shit with the pentagram and the blood, those left-hand side spirits are lying to them and just not answering them anymore. And the evidence is that this Order Abkeo is Order Abkeo inside of Order Abkeo. They lose the control of their own mess.
That left-hand side demons, most I control. So now he has time now when he can lose his power. So that's why, like saying, demons ain't dealing with him anymore.
This is the worst issue. This is incitement of resistance to or insurrection against lawful authority. And then we jump down, it says the Latin sedition, seditio, literally separation, act of going from.
What did they say about Chad? New Chad? They separated it from Seattle. And you got armed militia people at each one of the gates with assault rifles. So this thing is serious, man. All right? And Seattle mayor is allowing these people to do this for an agenda.
Right. She's a part of it, and so is a police officer. All All right, the scriptures clearly say that a woman is not supposed to usurp authority over men. But bring out the scriptures, young man.
Proverbs 11 and 21 to go hand join in hand, the wicked should not be punished. The seed of the righteous shall be delivered. All right, so you out there for people protest with tell people who have different reasons why they're out there. You know, hey, y'all can get judged the same, man. Like the brother was saying over here. You know, Esau got y'all rounded up all on one spot, man. You know, like we did shooting fish in a barrel.
Right, that's it. Remember that scene in Running Man when they had them fire on the crowd? They're peaceful protesters. Oh, yeah. Right? And they blasting them anyway. They're just hungry. They just want food. You know?
You got more than one up? I got one. It's Sirach. It's Sirach 10 and 16. It says, woe to thee, O land, when the king is a child and the princess eat in the morning. And this is like, hey, look who your leader is, man. You know, hey, these people who are doing this right now, this is just like another psyop. But hey, you all are, let's say, for instance, if you all do win, you don't know what to do because you all aren't fit to govern, man. And you're gonna see that like in a few days when these people haven't eaten, you know, a few women get raped, a few fires start. You're gonna see the that's one thing, because a lot of people, they want to do away with the quote unquote police, but hey, you all are gonna be begging for them to come back, man. Mm-hmm. And this is why we need righteous rules. Yeah, especially when them militias start rolling on you. Mm-hmm. When them KKK type militias and biker gangs, Hell's Angels, you know, all that sort of madness. Bro. Oh yeah, when they take over, yeah. You know, when they start doing what they do. It's y'all gonna become living slaves, man. It says, blessed art thou, O land, when the king is the son of nobles and the princes eat in due season for strength and not for drunkenness. It was one part of the video the girl said, man, we really just out here to have a good time, man. And that was the nigga woman. That was a nigga woman that said that. All right. And so they want to be joined. Matter of fact, let me just read it, man, because Jake out there joined unto these Edomites like everything is okay. Like, and it's not. This is Isaiah 13. You hold it. Go ahead and read it, brother. You got it. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 13 and 15.
Sorry, 14.
14. It says, and it shall be as a chased roe, and the sheep that no man regarded. Slaughter. And the sad thing is that this is a sheep that went to the slaughter because you trusted in wolves. When the wolves invite a sheep to a party, idiot. Yeah, come party with us. Yeah, you can, right. You do a little blow, have a little drink, you know, dance a little hip hop, little house music, having a good old time. Right? And we're right. He's like, damn, what we gonna eat? Where the food at? Thinking you out of food. right. Dumbass. It says, it should be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. Right, because this racial divide is gonna happen. Yep. It's prophesied to happen, man. So because it's gonna be, even if you're a so-called white woman married to a Jake, man, it's gonna get to the point where, especially if you're not with them, when shit start going down, you're gonna be forced to run, hide, and stand with your own people, because when you try to explain to a mob of so-called black people or brown people that wait a minute, I'm married to a black man. No, the fists and feet are flying, man. It's too late for all that. You're gonna have to run to safety with people that look like you, man. And if the Lord ain't with you that day, and I'm saying that because we got some of our people that look like so-called white people. Mm-hmm. All right. But when it comes down to the point that if the Lord not with you, man, you're gonna end up like he's what he's reading right now. Yeah, you see, y'all, they come together. Hey, Most High ain't never meant for that to happen, man. Most High meant for everybody to be divided. All right, so you ain't, you know, as that come together, shit, that ain't gonna never happen.
And all the shit is protest. When I was coming up here, and I live out in the suburbs, they was on the fucking corner holding up signs, Black Lives Matter. You know, Edomites doing that shit. Yeah. But it's all bullshit, man. They ain't talking about cutting no check or giving you some tangible shit. Yeah. It's all rhetoric, man.
It's all that.
They know you at the bottom statistically and everything, man.
Right. They ain't saying they Black Lives Matter. Let's give them houses and homes. Let's give them apartments. Let's get them cars and get them on their feet. Let's get them jobs. You know, they ain't trying to do that.
All they doing is taking over neighborhoods and shit like that, burning down and tearing up property. There ain't, and what's that gonna get you, man? You're gonna destroy the store that you need. Now you ain't got no store in your neighborhood to shop at.
Right.
Idiot.
Right. Like that family. So you can't go, you know. Shit, like you said, you gotta go far as hell now. You know, you ain't have to go that far before.
Right. Or you gotta venture into a neighborhood where you may not be welcome.
That's it.
You know, I remember in '99 when that 13-year-old Jake went into Bridgeport and got beat up by them grown ass men. He was fucking 13, man. They put him in the hospital, beat him damn near to death.
Hey, no, because just got through reading 2 Ezra 15-16. You read the next verse and said, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able to. So that's your that's your checkpoints, man. Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to go to another neighborhood
because resources are gonna get scarce, man. Yeah. These prices it's already going up at the grocery store, especially beef and it's meat. It's only gonna get worse and worse from here.
Pay $14 for 6 burgers. You know, and this is at a store where they got, I'll say, like, I'll put it this way, they got the beef kind of abundance. It's a car store. And I'm like, $14. But so this ain't like, this is still like grade level, like beef. It's not even
good top good shit.
That's what happens when you double dollars. It's hyperinflation.
Yeah.
You double dollars, see what they doing. The more stimulus they keep pushing out, it's going to take whatever it took to buy an average loaf of bread. It's actually going to triple and quadruple. So you get the same bread, but you was paying $2 for it, you want to pay $20.
Yeah,
that's why inflation is.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's coming.
Yeah, and that's. I noticed in my building, you know, yeah, neighbors they ordering always packages there now, man. So their online shopping is going, you know, they making money off their online shopping. You know, so that's all to bring in the digital currency, bring in that chip, man.
I had some real quick.
Okay.
This Sirach 12 and 10. It say, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness, and the enemy is Esau evil. Like the other was going into, Esau still has less than the sword. He still has power in his earth right now. All right, so if this is going on, he's allowing it to go on. I'm going to read the next verse. It says, though he humbled himself, and him allowing it to go on is like him humbling himself. You know, it's cool. Y'all can do all that in his own, right?
And the mayor, when she responded to the president, told him to go back to his bunker. And she also had a hashtag Black Lives Matter. So this is a fucking setup, man. Because they get ready to bring that real false flag, and that's going to be, they're going to mow these people down. Right, and Edomites included. All right, you Edomites too, but it's a total setup because at the end of the day, Jacob's going to be the face of it and take the blame for it. Even though it's clear if you're watching that this is all being propagated, however you want to say it, potato, by Esau Edom. They're the driving force behind this whole thing. I've seen whole groups of people in small towns with all had signs of Black Lives Matter, and ain't a brown person out there. It's all Edomites. And when has Esau ever stood up for Jacob? Ever. They don't.
It's all the setup.
It's all the setup, man.
Tearing down statues, Christopher Columbus, slave trade.
Because that's how Esau works with that legislation. You know, he'll go put on, like with the Boston Tea Party, he dresses up like, you know, he dresses up like the Indians, and he dumps all his own tea, sets his own boats on fire, and then he's like, it's you. And that's Esau's MO, man.
And I constantly use that as an example, man, because there's no written history about how many natives died after that. How many of them, all them boats and all, you know, all that property that was destroyed, man. How many of them, how many natives do you think suffered as a result of an action that they were blamed for that they didn't do? And I can tell you one thing. I know that you got 5 cents for a scalp. So that's where that term red skin came from. Not because their skin was red, because it was red from blood, because you had cut all their scalps off and had bags of scalps and was getting a nickel up. And a nickel was a whole lot of fucking money in the 1800s, man. So if I got 100 scalps and 100 nickels, man, and nickels were made of silver back then. So they were killing our people, man, by the boatloads, man.
And you gave that example. I think you had like a real silver coin, how you dropped it. It sounds different from the
I keep it. I got them on me now. I keep those coins on me for that purpose.
You know, and then like you said, he saw violence go on because that's part of his plan. That order of chaos to create the chaos and then come with the solution.
Right, and he going to the digital currency, but he's also got control over all the silver goods.
Bring this real quick. It's back in Sirach 12 and 11. It said, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be like unto him as if thou hast wiped in the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been thrown together wiped away.
Yeah, so this devil, he's the same devil he always been, man. He's never gonna change. Never.
Just like the Maccabees. Matter of fact,
there's so many examples. The backstabbing, murdering of Esau in the book of Maccabees, man.
This gets to the point. This back when Simon was high priest, when I told him how he set off Simon and his men. Man. This is First Maccabees chapter 16, and I'll get to the point. 16 and 16. So when Simon and his sons had been invited to a banquet, okay? They say, so when Simon and his sons had drunk largely, Ptolemy, who was an Edomite, and his men rose up.
And Ptolemy was married to his daughter on top of that, man. Right. See, that's why you're not supposed to trust in thy enemy, man. Or not, and you definitely not supposed to marry your daughter off to a goddamn Edomite. Or she gonna end up like Candace Owens. Who's ashamed to her mother and father and her whole race of people, man. All right, and Esau loves to use her. She not only is she being a ghetto gagger for Daddy Short Stroke, she's also a symbol of that Esau loves to flaunt in your face of the condition of your fucked up ass women. They get mad when we talk about them, but when we talk about the so-called black woman, all right. Or any of the Israelite women for that matter, we're not talking about all of them. We're talking about the ones like Candace and worse. There's a difference. It's like your brother read.
Right, the shoe fit where you wouldn't get offended if it didn't flatten.
It's back in First Maccabees 16:16. So when Simon and his sons had drunk largely, looked like when people at their party, right, get fat and high.
Right along with Esau, having a good old time.
It said, but Ptolemy and his men rose up and took their weapons and came upon Simon into the banqueting place.
Man, read that Isaiah 13 and 16 again.
Kind of Isaiah 13 and
15. When 15. Ran through.
Yeah. Isaiah 13 and 15. It said, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Con.
It said, but Ptolemy and his men rose up and took their weapons and came upon Simon.
And the same tactics. That was changed his tactics.
Yeah, you sitting there drinking, you to put your sword down. We think we drinking together. You toasting and cracking glasses with me. Right. Then the next thing I know, you standing over me with a sword when I'm unarmed.
That's it.
Like, damn, nigga, we was just drinking together. What the fuck?
Yeah, like I said, this devil, he's the same devil, man. He's the same tactics, man.
And shame on Simon, man, because they had already killed Jonathan in the same manner, man. You think he would have known better, man? Jonathan died under basically the same, damn near the same thing.
Right.
Except it was worse because when Jonathan died, 1,000 other Israelites died with him. Because they were superiorly outnumbered and in the middle of their enemies, not thinking that they were not at war. Esau's always at war with us, man.
Right.
It said they hated us, man, with a perpetual hatred.
Yeah, hatred. Right. And shit. And nobody gonna pity you, Jakes, that fall for it, because the scripture say who should pity charmer bitten by a serpent, man. Shit. How much more you need to see that this man hates you? He's a fucking devil.
And he's setting up to bite you.
Yeah.
Because he using specific words. He labeling these people out there protesting as what? Domestic terrorists.
Yep.
So guess what? If you're a terrorist, you're gonna get a terrorist solution.
And we say if they don't, somebody don't do it. What he say? If they don't.
He said to the governors.
Yeah, they don't.
To take back your city.
Yeah, he said take back your city now, but he also said to the governors if they don't do anything about this same sort of thing with Antifa all over the place, that he was gonna handle it.
How you gonna handle it? By sending them the goddamn troops, man.
Mm-hmm. So you can see that civil war building up, man. And the scriptures clearly say that that's gonna happen. Egyptian versus Egyptian is going to happen.
And to show you these people, this place through. Everybody hates this guy. He's the king, man.
Yeah, women hate him.
Yeah.
Well, half his own party hate him. Mm-hmm. The Democrats hate him. Yep. Matter of fact, he's the. I think comedians love him though because he's an easy target for them. Mm-hmm. All right.
So that alone shows this place through, man. He's the king right now, and everybody come up against him and talk shit about him.
Because I don't really watch Saturday Night Live anymore, but every now and then I see one of them skits that they do, and with Alec Baldwin playing this guy, man, them shits be funny, man. They be funny as fuck. Yeah. They really do. So he's easy to poke fun of because this dude got a lie IQ, all right, and he thinks he's super intelligent and he's not, man. All right. He's a businessman, and American business is the most corrupt business I've ever seen. All right, that is everything about here is corrupt, man. And then you just go back to. I always tell brothers who haven't seen it, go watch that movie, Gangs of New York, and they clearly show you how the government is corrupt from the base of it all the way up to the top, man. And my favorite scene in that movie is when the dude asks William Cuddy to take care of a problem for him, and he asked him, "Why don't you just have your crushers do it?" And the crushers, guess who the crushers were? Mm-hmm. The fucking police department. All right, 1884. Man, part of their issue for their uniform was brass knuckles. They got police issued brass knuckles to beat people with. A brass knuckle could crack your skull, man, knock all the teeth out your face, out your head with one punch, man. And they were issued to cops. You got 2 sets of brass knuckles, one for each hand. And he said, "Why don't you have your crushers do it?" And the mayor said to him, he said that the law must always have the appearance of being upheld, especially as we're breaking it. And he said, "I need you to do it." So he didn't want his cops to do it because he didn't want it to be so obvious, even though it was already obvious.
Right. And he was a Khazar playing that role too. That top politician was he was a Khazar, he was an Amalekite.
More than likely.
I had to listen. Just a slide, just a little more with this. Say, came upon Simon to the banqueting place and slew him and his 2 sons, the servant of his servants. So Esau always being government. That's what you said that movie. He always got to uphold the law, even when we break it. Mm-hmm. They doing it right here. Yeah. Because the scriptures already prophesied that the troops are going to come. They're going to be martial law, right? But Esau had to, or whatever, he got to set up a situation.
Have the appearance. You got to set up the exactly. Like he said the law must always have the appearance of being upheld, especially as we're breaking it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you say he always been the devil, always will be. This is Jeremiah 13:23.
Go back to your bunker.
Can an Ethiopian
play that again, brother? Go ahead.
I said, can an Ethiopian change his skin or leopard his spots? Then may he also do good that are accustomed to do evil. That's it.
It's a perfect scripture.
Yeah.
You talking about all these Edomites out here with signs, supposedly standing up for Jake. They're accustomed to being evil, man. The Lord made a perfect devil. They were created to be the perfect devil. Right. So why now are they the saviors? They're gonna end racism.
Exactly. And you know half the food they get out there, they feed them pork.
That's it. Hey, there's another scripture that tells you like since you said this, Ecclesiastes 14, I believe it's 14. And it says if he do it good, he do it unwillingly. And after last, he would declare his wickedness. So it's always if Esau seemed like he's doing good, it's always a tear more behind it.
Right. There's a motive behind it clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like y'all need to make sure the dog is on that side of the gate and get close by the shop.
Okay, brother. Will do.
Shalom.
Shalom, brother. Matter of fact, run that video back to where the mayor started speaking. Right. Reset your clips for your precepts.
And Trump is demanding the barricades be torn down and the neighborhood taken back. Domestic terrorists have taken over Seattle. Take back your city now. If you don't do it, I will. These ugly anarchists must stop immediately. Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkin responded, "Make us all safe. Go back to your bunker. Black Lives Matter." White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany appeared on Fox News today.
Does the president plan to use military action on the streets of Seattle?
Well, the president's message is that he will secure the streets in this country.
Inside the zone, there are free.
That's a devil of an answer. Either you're gonna use the troops or you're not gonna use the troops.
Right.
So it's yeah, but you really know what it means. How else is he gonna secure those streets? With force.
Yeah. I guess they wait on perfect time.
Yeah. But they all here. I wish I get the footage from in LA. They riding around like in the Middle East. Caravans of
they ride around and
jumping out.
Troop packs of them are downtown on the Gold Coast riding around that way too in the River North area.
So they already here.
You know what's spiritual?
Sponsor.
Because he saw the devil in the seat, right? What you in that clip you played earlier? It said, you don't need a gun to rule the seat.
Oh, the lie. I make the lie big enough.
Con. I watched it. I think I reposted it. That was from Sin City. Con.
Yeah.
Because you know what's gonna happen? The so-called good people who want to go to work, they gonna turn against the looters and rioters. So they're gonna beg Trump to come for their aid. Like, well, we want to get back to normal. We want to be in the system. Are you gonna have the other people, the rioters? They gonna look at them like, well, y'all. It's gonna be a total split. It's addition. You might have one that want to grab with Esau, and you got the looters who gonna say, "Oh, well, you a coon or whatever." We trying to take over. And that's gonna cause a conflict within itself and bring in Trump. Well, I gotta bring in control now.
Yes.
Y'all taking away the rights of the good folks.
That's all. That's the plan.
That's
the plan.
Yep. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the scriptures anyway.
And they program you people. See, you had a curfew, and then you people crying for things to get back to normal. So what you do? All you gotta do is people protest and lift the curfew. So it's gonna be the same for that chip. They're gonna take away shit from you again, and then they're gonna say, okay, here's a solution. You gotta get chipped.
Kind of people gonna fall for believing. This is Psalms 50:83. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They are astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So, yeah, it's that they come out the womb speaking lies. Even little ass red babies.
Yeah, that Ryan is a damn lie. They crying.
Right.
That's a damn lie.
It's a fake cry. You ain't even crying, you little bastard. Lying already.
Right. God.
Never someone scream out next time I hear you my baby cry. Stop lying. Little ass.
This is Proverbs 12:6. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. See, so hey, whatever Esau told me, man, he's sitting on that real quick, man. Real quick, this Sirach 12 and I get to the point, 12 and 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw me into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So that's how Esau, he always has an important tongue, man.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about Black Lives Matter. That's only real important in the news, man. You can talking about over in Europe, man.
That's how you know it's a setup.
Yeah.
So they control the media.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, they were even talking about Black Lives Matter in Israel. You know, the Israelis don't give a damn about no damn nothing, man. They hate the fact that you exist because they know they're trying to be you. Mm-hmm. Bunch of Israelis going against their government with Black Lives Matter signs, man. They're some of the most racist people. All right.
I got some.
Most hateful, racist people.
I got a precept of this Psalm 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet with drawn swords.
And guess what? They're appeasing people. What they got to BET, the really talking about people in a reparation plan together for all the so-called black people. You know what I mean?
That's 13 trillion.
Yeah, that's why I don't appease certain people, because they already got a little bit of taste of still in slavery. They got them, man.
Yep.
They ain't got these people right through.
And Esau will go on the streets and shoot every brown person they see before they give you 13 trillion. Man. You goddamn right. They like it because if we give these niggas 13 trillion, they gonna be above us. Esau ain't about to give up his privilege in his place. Hell, they can print 13 trillion and give it to him. All right, and exactly. And they ain't about to know. Esau ain't about to. Esau is fighting for his position. That's what this is all about. Esau don't want to become a second-class citizen, and Esau don't want to ever be in a position where Jacob can do unto him what he was done. And that heavy set Edomite, he might be a Jake though. Dixon says that all the time. He says how you're afraid that they're gonna do, that you white people are so afraid that they're gonna do to you what you did to them. And guess what, Dixon? We are.
I was gonna say that. That's what I was saying.
Thus said the Bible, thus said the Lord. All right.
Like I said,
you know, Ezekiel 25 says that the vengeance is gonna be, somebody get it.
Ezekiel 25:14.
You start at 12.
12, verse 12. Thus saith the Lord of power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord of power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
Right. Go ahead.
And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance.
Right. As Zaquan Karab likes to bring out that Revelation 18:6. So he said he got it. So he said he's gonna do according to the Lord's will, and the Lord's will is that they get double. They get double. So I tell you what, you know, just start looking at the history and the catastrophic history and the wicked evil maimings and the hanging and the rapes and the murders and the separations of families, and right, and just and killing us for sport, just for fun. All right, for entertainment purposes. All right, when you had a visitor come to your plantation, and you go take a man's wife out of her bed, away from her husband, so she can go get not pleased by some Edomite for the night. Then send her home to her husband, and she all shamed and fucked up in the head.
Thank the Lord. Lord ain't gonna let you get away with all that, man. You gonna pay for every bit of that, man. So you could all you want to. Hey, I got some. This was more than that. No, this is Isaiah 55:11. It says, "So shall my word that be goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return to me void, but shall accomplish that which I please. And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." So you read these scriptures telling you, devil, you're gonna pay. You know, because then most eyes with it, because it is scriptures, man. So everything in these scriptures is gonna come to pass.
That's right.
So it don't matter. You could try as hard as you want to, but you still gonna pay, man.
Right. Hey, one of my favorite movies, man, was a movie that was done by Nate Parker when he played Nat Turner, man. And how Hollywood purposely came against that movie. I've never seen. That's another sign that I'd never seen anything like that. I'd never seen the type of propaganda and slander that was done against Nate as an individual, and never seen theaters outright lie and say the movie isn't playing when it was playing. That it was a collaboration with the movie companies to purposely try to make that movie flop, man. How the movie would be playing in the movie theater, and the people would go to buy their tickets, and they would say it was sold out, and then you would go in the theater and it's completely empty. There's 1 or 2 people in there. I had never seen anything, and that was happening across the country, man. It's like they were all collaborating on it. It was sold out. All right.
But that movie showed you that Esau was afraid of Jacob doing to him what he had done unto them. All right? And that turned of, it wasn't time. But his spirit was the right spirit. You can't be mad at him, man. He had the right spirit.
Eventually, that curse was like that blood. That head is gonna be taken away from you, Edomites, man.
Right. And see, that's exactly what it is, brother. Their heads wasn't away from around them yet, at one time yet. Right. And if they were sick and tired, 160 years ago, 170 years ago, they were sick and tired. How much more are we now?
Someone on the bus.
Yeah.
What they were saying.
Brothers on the bus in the air. I was on the bus with a bunch of Judites, man, and they were sighing and crying, talking about fuck Tyler Perry and fuck Oprah and fuck all them Hollywood pedophiles. And fuck Black Lives Matter. That shit for gay bitches. They said that shit against black men. He said we can't get no jobs. He was mad about how all up and down Halsted, all these nigga women working all these Arab shops, but can't no man get a job at any of them. And how these sellout bitches be fucking up Arabs and shit. I'm like, man, you need to be in the camp, man. What you playing? Go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel 9:4, and I was saying unto him, go through the midst of the city, in the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sighed and that cried, for all the abominations that be done in the midst of.
And you know what? Before I woke up to the truth, I was sighing and crying myself. I knew something wasn't right about this damn.
Yeah, I was sighing and crying in 6th and 7th grade, man. They were telling me to shut up because I was reading the history books and they uplifting this devil, and I'm in the 6th and 7th grade saying, but they murdered people. What? Why are they being held? How is he a hero when they stole somebody else? I was saying, giving those questions and arguments, and I was the only one doing it. It's like everybody's looking at me like, man, shut up, man.
Right.
The teacher was tired of me. The other students were tired of me, but I was constantly pointing it out. I'm like, why are we making heroes out of these people, man? They clearly stole some shit. They murdered people and stole their land. Why are they heroes? And I was in the 6th and 7th fucking grade, man.
Ain't no way he'll discover something you stole.
Right. Hello? Yeah, I've discovered you. I'm looking forward to that day. All right, we're going to go straight to Highland Park.
Was more that bigger? No, dude.
Lincoln Park. All the parks.
Oh, can you read down? Because you read down to 6, brother. Ezekiel 9. Because all you fucking 2/3 that won't join on to Esau, both sides got something for you. Read that.
Ezekiel,
go ahead, bro.
Ezekiel 9:5. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have you pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom the mark begin in my sanctuary. Then it began the ancient men before the house.
So ain't gonna be no discriminating, ain't gonna be no respect of a person. There ain't no respect of a person with the Most High now.
That's right.
All you wicked ass people among our people, Most High gonna destroy you right along with your lover, Esau, Edom, these other heathen nations.
Like the spirit with the brother brought out, he said, we're gonna be filled with the Lord's anger, man. I see the same Sirach that says, I hated many things, but not like him. For the Lord hated him. All right, the Lord had to put a spirit on us to even get the full to exact the full retribution that Esau has going, man, because we can't do it physically in the spirit that we're in.
Yeah, because I don't know no brother that's just even a little Edomite baby just get grabbed by the feet and dash his head, on the stone, man. The Lord would have to put a spirit on you to do that. I would have no problem beating the Edomite's teeth out of his face, out of his head, man. But to put my hands on, that's gonna take the Lord's fury to do that, man.
God, Lord, will put that ancient spirit, that warrior spirit back on us.
Yeah, right, and a spirit which really that murderous spirit that Esau has never left him. See, Jake is compassionate, man. We're compassionate people, man. Especially the heathens. Jake got more compassion for the heathens than they do for their own people, man. But that's changing, because across the board,
You know, you got Jake coming together, man, Northern and Southern Kingdom, man, at the street level and on a spiritual level, man. So it's happening. And that's another reason, that's another thing that Esau's trying to downplay and got him shook.
Right.
All right, because of that movement in Chicago is big, you know, with the black and browns coming together, you know, so called. There's a lot of activity going on in Pilsen, you know, that's happening on a regular basis, man. They having meetings and gatherings all the time, man.
It's prophecy, you know.
It's happening.
That Baruch 2 and 30. Hey, because something.
Matter of fact, read it, brother.
God.
And get the one in Deuteronomy 2 that they shall think upon his name. I think it's 29 or 30.
It's Baruch 2 and 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves." Hey, and that's what's got these Edomites pulling their hair out and missing sleep at night, man. Because they know that they forced in the corner to make the move. But it's like, even if they're not ready, the Lord about to make them ready to come down to Jesus.
God, and I walk into the dojo yesterday, and my damn professor there prophesying to a Moabite who actually might be Jake. All right, and he wearing a big old beard, the Moabite, and he like, yeah, I've been reading scriptures every day, and I'm just saying, and the thing is, I ain't never really said nothing to him, but in my spirit, I've always felt that this particular dude is a Jake. And now once he said that, you know, I was like, damn, it is, you know. And then he sent me a picture of him of this morning. He got a great big old Tribe of Ephraim sign on his shirt. I'm like, man, this dude, man, you about to lose this school, man. I've been warning you for years, man. Stop doing this shit, you know. Keep that shit away from the school, man. But it's a fire to him now, man. He like, I'm Ephraim, fuck it. You're a heathen and I'm not.
It's verse 32 say, it's like verse 31. It says, and shall know. Well, it's like jumping around. It says, and shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear. And these people can now hear the voice. Like it's not like how it was 6, 10, 12 months ago. Now it's at a level where people they hear it and they start to believe, man, because now they see it, man.
Yeah, you got the slew of celebrities that just keep saying that they Israelites, mentioning it, talking about it. You know, not that it matters that they're, but the fact that they're saying it, man, that's a sign. Well, you got that many of them that are saying it, you know.
Back to back, it was a Fantasia, like Ice Cube, and then
right, and then you look at the ones that over the last few years who have said something, and all them guys is bugged out and went back into the world. But nevertheless, man, you can't take that back, man. And guess what? That album that where Kendrick Lamar talked about the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being the Israelites are the true people of the Lord, man. That's heavy, man, and that was a hit selling. That was a big selling album, and you know who bought it? The majority of the people that bought it was Edomites. Was Edomites.
So he didn't make nothing else after that.
Yeah, that was it. There's 2 songs on there where he mentioned it, like and the one there when he said, "Don't call me black no more. I'm an Israelite."
And he asked about audio from I guess his cousin, like speaking Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
28. Audio
there it is, man. Go ahead, brother.
There's Jeremiah 3 and 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel. They shall come together out of the land of the north, the land that I've given for an inheritance to your father.
That's a heavy precept for a heavy time, man. So the tribes are coming together, man, from the east to the west, man, out east in New York, out west in California, and everything in between, man. The tribes are coming together. All right. Matter of fact, you got a lot of Judah as of lately been going to the powwows, to hooking up with Gad and Reuben, man. So you can't stop this thing, man.
Ezekiel 2 and 16, and that he might reconcile both unto Yahweh in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereof. So take away that division, bringing the tribes back together.
because what's happening is that and that's another thing that a guy was screaming on the bus earlier too, that they trying to kill black and brown people, man. Guy was saying that. He said they trying to kill black and brown people, man. We got to come together. And then the funny thing, you just brought it into my remembrance. Yesterday, I heard a woman say that. A woman was signing crying. Northern Kingdom woman was signing crying to another Northern Kingdom woman, telling them how we got to come together. We got the same enemy. We can't be against each other. We got to come together. The black and the brown people have to stand together against these white people. That's the only way we got a chance. And I'm like, damn, this is heavy, man. And that was yesterday.
Wow. Yeah. Why
older woman too. She wasn't young, man. This woman had to be in her 60s or 70s, man.
While the tribes come together, Esau is divided, man. So that shows you this man's done, man.
Con.
Mark
3:26. Somebody real quick.
Con said, Satan versus Satan, he can't stand, man.
Yeah,
so
Satan. Right, Satan down the middle street slapboxing each other, man. It turned into a brawl. And that's what happens in a lot of slapboxing matches. The loser get mad and close his fist. Right. When he start losing, he get mad and close his fist. And like idiot, the dude was tagging you with an open hand. Now you didn't close your fist on him. Now what you think he gonna do? Stupid.
Mark 3:26. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have commandment.
There it is, man. And when the tribe separated, we went down. That was our demise. And we've been on the bottom and scattered ever since, man. Lost against each other, warring with each other, living right next to your brother, not knowing that they were your brother, giving all these false names, these bywords. And now we're getting our heritage back, and they're just mad.
Hey, the beautiful things, who gives a fuck, man? You done, man. Who cares? Him being mad, man. All this wickedness you done. You stole a person's heritage. You got the nerve to be mad.
Right.
They want to be a victim. But,
the victim villain.
Yeah.
That's what I call them. They the villains who cry victim. The victim villain, which is Esau Edom, man.
That's what Esau did. He said, "You show your name Jacob. You show his family 2 times. You mad? You sold your birthright. Right now,
did nobody twist his arm?
Nope. Nobody hold a gun to your head.
Right.
Nobody, what they say, blackmailed you or bribed you to do that, man.
Right. Exactly.
You know, it's out of your own mind, out of your own greediness, or your own selfishness, and your own lack of patience and integrity, man, that got you the position that you're in, man.
That's right. Hey, and going back to Cain, man, he already told you to sacrifice. You want to sacrifice to the Lord what you want to sacrifice. Then get mad that the Lord ain't dealing with you. Of course, he ain't gonna deal with you. You don't do nothing. He say, damn devil.
Right. He said, don't shave your beard off. You make it popular or mandatory for certain jobs to have a bald face.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He said the Lord wanted the blood sacrifice, and you bring him turnips and carrots. You a stupid motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Then get mad because the Lord ain't dealing with him.
He's like, what's this?
He can't get mad at his brother for doing what he was supposed to do.
Exactly, because man, why you gotta always be doing the right thing? I hate your righteous ass. He just a wicked.
Yeah. Just a wicked.
And then he cried.
Oh Lord, my punishment is too great for me to bear. Everybody gonna slay me.
Esau not a stand-up man.
No, because Esau a bitch nigga.
That's right. And like the other was that's why he's mad now, right? This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, wanting the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. But the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have a short time. And the part of the side, at least on the side, they know when they see the tribes that great boldly, they us come together. That's why they say they know it's over with. So now that speed, they're like they coming in fast over there. They ain't even had it no more. They just throwing it out everything out there.
They ain't had it, man.
Give them the money. Let them do that.
They're right. That's what I'm saying. They're right. They scrambling. They scrambling. They don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They scrambling, man. Matter of fact, read that again, brother. They stood up in great boldness and grab that. They stood on their feet, right? And I still want that one in
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, they would think upon his name and think upon it, because see, we got the name again, and that's the game changer. We got the name back, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai,
I'm 144% positive that we know and have the right and correct name. As a matter of fact, the way you've broken down those words according to your own charts proves that we have the right name. You're the one that went and added all them vowels and shit to the holy language to make it cater to you.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor.
Right. So, hey, we're standing in great boldness. We've come into the gates of the nobles, man. Where they're mentioning, have mentioned us on the news, man. Where the president has even mentioned us on the slide. Okay? The prophets are doing.
Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation so far beyond all they look for. They see it, man. Go back to Revelation 11 chapter, and they scared. These nations are scared.
Yeah, they with that chariot activity too. And who's always talking about the chariots, man? They're not UFOs and IFOs, man. They are identified flying objects. And yes, and we was Canes niggas. Yes, our Sky Daddy is coming to get us. That's all the shit they always saying on the videos.
What?
Man, this nigga, yeah.
I don't even listen. Damn.
Yeah, they be saying putting that shit on my videos all the time. Oh, here come we was Canes again, waiting on the Sky Daddy.
That's how you know the Edomites, man. Because that the Wisdom of Solomon too is let us prove him. They see if he really is a son.
There you go. There you go. So yeah. So for you, we was Canes out there who gonna scoff. Yeah, we waiting on our Sky Daddy. Yes, we are. Very proudly too.
Yeah. I got to place it real quick. Because Isaiah 33:1, it says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and I was never spoiled. There was treacherously, and thou art treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled."
And that's what you see on the screen. Edomite women out there dancing with Jake. Esau out there partying with Jake, trying to be friends. Because a lot of people in the Black Lives Matter don't know what the fuck's going on. The Edomites out there, that's that Edomite guilt. I'm not gonna say white guilt. That Edomite guilt is also driving a lot of them to do it. Mm-hmm. All right.
Job 20:10.
And also Job 27 and 15, because you got that part of the program going on with it too.
Oh yeah.
Because there's been videos where white women are saying that they know that the so-called white man is going down. You had that one video with that Edomite girl saying, "I need to get with somebody that where my children are gonna have a chance." And because she see the world changing, and she's like, I don't want my children to grow up and can't go in the sun. They need melanin. Yeah, it's a video program. Yeah.
Like it's over with, especially because it's like not even just it really just more so it's when women are saying this shit, it's like that everybody can see it. It's a difference of a man saying it, but it's like if it's the woman saying this,
yeah,
it's over.
It's Job 20:10. His children shall seek to please the poor and the poor Israelites, and his hands shall restore their goods. All right, so you got that going on, man. A lot of Edomites are trying to appease the wrath because they are working, man. You got a lot of Edomites, they all nice and shit now. They speak to you. Hey, how you doing? Now you gonna offer you shit?
Right, I don't want shit from you. Hey, you said that you can't trust this damn. I don't want nothing.
Right, you might have put some cyanide in it.
This Shabbat 13 and 6. I'm going down to 7 8 because I want to be at that Maccabees with the told me. This Shabbat 13 and 6 is, if you have need of thee, who deceive thee, and smile upon thee, and put thee in hope.
Hey, we gonna put that these texts because they gonna blame the same way they blamed off that coronavirus that started in China. Now they need you to be the face of this terrorists, this destroying your own neighborhood like wild animals. George Soto panties, people that started the riot, they had Jake up, and Jake is very vulnerable, man. He's simple. You bring a couple of stores, you got some gym shoes. They already sold you that on big car. Remember Chicago? They put a whole car in the neighborhood.
Air Force One.
Yeah, put some Air Force One. What do you think they gonna do, man? Walk past the car, of course they gonna break into it and take the stuff with them, man. It's all a setup, man. They play on y'all property to take, man.
Oh yeah, when they was looting, man, I remember when this first happened on news, they had the camera on this Walgreens for 15 minutes showing Jake going in and out taking stuff, so it could show that you doing it.
Mm-hmm. You know what? A lot of them stores, man, they got insurance, right? They're not worried about that. They're gonna open the store back up if they want to, but now who cares? You know,
right?
And the thing is, they use you to be the face of, like Malcolm said, man. You got Edomites out there, but guess who won't get the blame? Jake.
Like yeah. Be the face of it. That's why they had the camera on that Walgreens for 15 minutes showing you Jake's coming in and out, man.
We said I was talking last night. I was talking to talking to Edomite. One of them, he was a banker, and I think his wife did something in the financial world too. And I said to him, and they was some like informed ass fucking Edomites. The only thing that they really know that they know that chip is coming, and they know basically Edomites who are like in the know. They know that they about to collapse the system. Like they were on board for that. Like I say, hey, this corona was a cash grab, man. Hey, Jacob, now all your food is gone. There's no resources. You know that second Ezra is gonna come to pass. You're not gonna be able to leave your neighborhood. You know what I mean? You got these little psyops and uproars going on, these small skirmishes.
Right.
Where it's like Esau, hey, is moving these pieces around. Really, Yahweh Shai is moving.
They all in place. They just waiting for that. It's already happening, but that major false flag is really gonna set all this shit up.
It says, it would be your hope you will speak be fair and say what once is thou.
Hey, we keep people back at home because you know what people talking about now? Oh, we don't get that second stimulus. You know, that's their hope, man. So they go, let's just chill and let's get this new check. Right now, be all right.
Right now, they call us on a list of demands, man. The things they want, they want reparations. Yeah. They want to go back to work. They want to take your mask off. They want the pension and the retirement fund not to be touched, man. All right, so they're gonna try to feed him, right? Says that he was shamed thee by his meats until drawn thee dry twice or thrice. And the last he will ask thee to scorn afterward when he seeth thee. He will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. Beware, that thou be not deceived and brought down in thy validity, man. You watch a video of yours, we just want to have fun, man. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me being deceived, man. You're being led to destruction, man. Rightfully so, man. Because you nigga, man. I think you don't nigga with this. What's the fucking time? But you on the head of a lot of these goddamn movements, exactly, man. Who you got out there? You got the kids out there, man. Getting hit with fucking pellets and motherfucking pinballs, man. Right? Or your husband at home freaking, man, I don't know what the hell he doing, man.
He the smart one, shit. You know what? A lot of you people are gonna die in these things, man, because when they put that domestic terrorist label on it. Now they can come in with that brutal force. They don't have to take you to trial anymore. They can lock you up indefinitely. And you all are ready for that, man.
Habeas corpus. I believe that's what it's called.
Habeas. Yeah. Y'all don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. You just not ready for that, man. Hey, the only reason we ready because we got the spirit. We know what the end game is, man. So you all don't believe. You all aren't gonna be defended, man. And these FEMA camps, hey, they're out here, man. These troops are out here. You know what I mean? Hey, you see, there was another Jake, I think, just died in Atlanta. They choked it. Well,
he got shot in the back.
I
seen that.
So yeah, I heard about this. So he got shot in the back by Edomite cop, I presume.
Yep.
Because he was when you read the story, he was drunk in the drive-thru. He stopped his car and he fell asleep drunk. The cars had to go around him to get their food in the drive-thru. It was reported by TMZ or whatever. The cops showed up, tried to arrest him because he was in the car. And he fought. It was two Edomite cops. He woke up, fought him, punched one, stole on him.
He got the best of him.
And then he took off. He was fleeing. He didn't have no weapons on him. He wasn't causing no harm. He was just trying to get away. The dude pulled out his gun and popped him in the back. And he was fleeing, you know. So
yeah, he shot an unarmed fleeing man.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to assume that they woke him up violently and startled him.
Yeah, they jumped him. From the video, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, which is because I just can't see Jake just like knuckling up with two Edomites, you know, just because he felt like it. You know, he was provoked. So, and then I've noticed in many videos they'll grab you agitate you or grab you in a way that would get a response out of you.
That's
So they just don't grab you they grab you like real aggressively. So when you yank away or push back, then they start, saying you resisting. It's like, but you didn't say, okay, all right, let me just give you my hands and I'm compliant. They do something that makes you respond in that way. And the moment you respond, that's what they're waiting for.
Because they got training. We got training to identify illiterated and
with body language.
Yeah.
You got body language with people, man. You know when someone is compliant and surrendering and being cool, and when someone is trying to fight you.
You also know somebody's passed out drunk too, man.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the car, sleep. It's one or two things. He's fucking drunk, man.
That's what these cops always do, man. Even when you get pulled over, they come up, be an asshole, try to provoke you. You get mad so they can have a reason. Damn devils always do.
And you know what? We in a time where we in Jacob's trouble, man. Yeah. And you know who's putting the spirit on the cops? How about Shimon was shot, man? Because the word is going out strong, and the Lord is tired of this wickedness, man. And guess what, man? Let me get the scripture, man. Because Esau ain't nothing but the whooping stick of the Lord, man. And the Lord is using him to bring judgment. Because real quick,
go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness.
Perfect.
I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things.
You witness it on the screen, right? Yeah. I didn't see them pull him out of the car, but you see the tussle started, and right.
I got precept.
And he gets up and runs away. He stuck him. I saw him get that one in the right hand.
And that's a taser. But the other guy got a real gun.
And one guy pulls out his gun, and clearly the one behind. It wasn't the guy up front, so it was the guy that was in behind, which means he shot past his own partner. If his partner would have moved left or right, he could have blasted him too.
It's like what they training in,
That is their training, man.
Yeah, I got precept. It's Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Who's the king right now? Esau Edom, man. So the heart is your master. The most I control these devils, man. These devils. Slay you, Jakes. That was the Lord behind it on the left hand side. It says, as the rivers of water, he turned it whatsoever he will. So the devil ain't nothing but a whooping stick, a sword. All right. That's the Lord's using.
So he ends up with 2 holes in his back. So that's gonna be hard to explain. Yeah, but we'll see what happens, and we'll see if they uprise over this one too. We'll see what happens, but it just goes to show you, man, that there ain't nothing gonna ever done. All that protesting, and you still got Jake getting shot down in the streets. Right. You still got cops shooting an unarmed man who's running away from you in the back, man.
Yeah, because you got to remember.
There's still justification for that.
Yeah, you got to remember, going back to the garden, he said you will put enmity between the woman, which is you Israelites. You look at Israel as a comely, delicate woman, and the serpent. The serpent is was Esau Edom back in the garden with that old serpent called the devil. That proves it right there.
And so I asked a heathen yesterday, when was the last time he seen teenagers in his neighborhood, all right, bent over the cars, getting their pockets ran through, sitting on the sidewalk with their arms, feet crossed, and their hands behind their back, on display for everybody to drive by and look at them, running through their backpacks and their cars for drugs. And he was like, I've never seen it. And I said, now, how many times did you do drugs as a teenager, and how many people did drugs as teenagers and still do them now as an adult in this neighborhood? And he was like, lots. And I said, but do you see them doing that to these people? I said, exactly. They don't police, and then he just got quiet. I said, they don't do policing. I said, the reason why so many Jakes end up getting shot and getting caught up in this sort of thing is because they actually do. What's the word that I'm looking for? When it's not equal, when they do an unfair amount or unbalanced amount of police work, of policing in the neighborhoods where Jake lives. All right, because I live predominantly around Northern Kingdom, and you just drive up and down the street almost any time of day, you're gonna see some Mexican kid sitting on the sidewalk with his arms, feet crossed, and his arms behind his back, and they got his seats all out his car, going through his trunk, bent over the hood. Yeah, they do it all the time. Yeah, right. You go a little bit further north to where Judah live, and it's the same shit. But you never see Edomite kids bent over the hood of the cars. They don't do policing against Edomite teens.
who are the most drug-doing people in America? It's Edomite teenagers. They smoke the most weed. They got the money for it. Percocets, yeah, they're the biggest dope heads, but yet they don't get policed. All right, so that's also why they don't make up the majority of people in jail. Well, that's starting to change now because of the opioid epidemic. You know, they don't like to bring out those numbers. The jails are filled up now with Edomites, but in the past, with just regular street drugs, you know, weed, you know, that whole sort of thing. They didn't do that to them.
Yeah, you Jake. All you Jake gotta do is be Jake. Jake, you get messed with. Now you don't even do nothing, man.
Yeah.
Jake just be walking down the street, make way on the bus, and the cop still come and bother him.
That's it. Curses.
Yep.
True.
You know, and then this Psalm 73 and 5. Go ahead, bro.
On Psalm 73 and 5, they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
You know, so like the other was going into, man, you don't see a lot of Edomites getting stressed over the car and pockets ready, man. Why? Because they're not in trouble like Jacob. All right, this is Jacob's trouble, man. All right, this is Esau's kingdom. That's the reason the prophets are preaching is for repentance for these so-called legal Latino Native Americans, man.
So you take them curses off you, man. Yeah. That's all you gotta do. Return to the Lord. You take them curses off you and put it on your enemies, man.
That's the purpose of us teaching and preaching, man, and risking our lives to bring this word out, man. Because the Lord has stretched his hand out to you. And these things are not going to happen. This is the real protest, man. Professing the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. And standing boldly for our heritage and our truth. You know, coming out with facts out the Bible, man. That the way y'all going about it is against the way Yahweh Hashem Yahushua set up.
Well, they trying to come up some other way. Somebody can grab that too. What you got?
Yeah. You can't do it on your. You got to return to the Lord. That's the only way. Not find your own way. It's all gonna come to naught.
This Michael chapter 2, verse 10. For rage and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you in order to destroy destruction. And this is in America destroying our people. You know, we got them fighting for equality with the devil, with the deceiver. You know, let's look at his shepherd. He always deceived us, conduct, afraid.
Right. He can't even admit who we are, even though all the evidence proves that what we say is correct. All right. We got one stick, two sticks. All right. One stick and 2 sticks equal 2 sticks. They steady trying to make it be 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you read early, he's a damn liar, man. He's never about the truth, man.
Guys, so real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
It's 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 13. And whosoever will not seek the power of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. Right? So, hey, it's the time we to seek the Lord, man, while he may be found. All right, the Lord said, whether small or great, man or woman, man. The Lord don't discriminate for judgment, man.
Like Esau do. If it's a woman, oh, she cool.
Yeah, it's true though. They give women lesser punishment, especially Edomite women. Right? They get their sentencing is very, you know, for the same. They want equal rights, but yet when it comes to handing out punishment for certain crimes, you know.
This is the one you call for this John 10:1. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold will climb up some other way. The same is a thief and a robber."
Right. He that came in through the side window, like Ezel. Right. The door was right there. Go ahead, brother.
This is Romans 9. Sorry, Romans 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, and I will repay, saith the Lord.
Right.
So the vengeance, and we're not supposed to be fighting or going out protesting and demanding what these people are demanding, because we're not going to get it either way. The only way is for Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
This is Romans 9 and 31. What shall we then say to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? That's the right and proper way to stop all this Esau and all these heathen killing you Israelites, to come back to Yahweh Shai, because when the Lord is with us, these heathens couldn't rise up against us. They know that Yahweh Shai was their strength and power.
I got something for you. Was it on that? This Acts, this Acts 5:38. It says, "And I say unto you, refrain from these men, let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of man, it will come to naught. And the way y'all do it, only way is to return to Heavenly Father. If you do it some other way, it's gonna come to naught, man.
We tried this before, man.
Yeah.
You had the Sakari, you had Nat Turner. You had plenty of so-called rebellions, man.
Right, the Black Panthers and the Brown Berets. None of that work, man. This is our protest right here. All right, our protest is we're protesting and declaring our heritage, and we're declaring the name of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, man. That's it. Nothing more. That's it. We go in week in and week out and teach. Okay?
It's proven this is the correct way to do it.
And look at the result of the world as a result, because you better believe that the condition of the world is a result of us doing what we're doing, man. All right, these are the prophecies coming to pass, and we fulfilled our part by doing what we're doing, and now the Lord is acting, man. All right, our prayers are being answered. The vibration of us being on the highways and byways, well, because look, what you're seeing on the screen now, that wasn't happening before we went on the highways and byways.
The windows being dark,
right? And we prophesied all these things would happen before they happened, and now there you go, man.
I was telling the brothers, I remember
that's out California 101, and it says freeway. We don't say freeway on this side of the country. It's all expressway.
I remember saying to the brothers, like, man, one day you're gonna be going to the store. It's gonna be like a bunch of troops with the M16s, and that's exactly what you see. You go to the stores now, all you see is the troops lined up. And this is it, man.
Yeah, California's a heavy military state too, man. For the field, you got the main. You got Camp Pendleton out there. You got you got a bunch of Marine units out there. You got a lot of Army out there. There's a lot of Marines in California, man. Right? Yeah, I was at Pendleton for a while. You got Pendleton, and you got a bunch of Air Force, Army. You got all branches of service out there. Naval bases, Fort Magoo, Oakland Army Base. You got OAB. You got a lot of you got a military base up in Vallejo. I mean, all over that state, man.
You buses.
You got shuttle buses? Yeah.
They getting ready. They not prepared just to prepare.
Right.
They working on something that's gonna happen. It's gonna be bigger than these protests and riots. All right. Because these troops are going to be stationed here, which they already are.
Yeah, everything's set up, man. All you need now is the next trigger event, and things are really gonna go crazy, man. And that troop right there, you see him with body armor, man. You think he'll be standing there trying to crowd control? No, he gonna start letting loose, man. All right, they gonna fix bayonets. Once they gonna right and they gonna fix bayonets, and it's a wrap, man. Once they fix bayonets, man, ain't no turning back, man.
When this is Matthew 15 and 14, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. And you 2/3 of our people are listening to false leaders. Leaders that are going to cause you to be put to death, instead of listening to the prophets, which are the right leaders, telling you to get away from this, to separate yourself from this, and to get right with the Most High. We still have a chance.
That's right. Any leader that's continually talking about black this and black that, and brown this and brown that, and they're not referring to us as the Israelites, that's a false leader, man. Right? A lot of these guys that they look at to like wisdom, man. You know, what's his name? Neely Fuller, man. Yeah. All right. I mean, Neely Fuller got good intentions, man, but he's a false prophet. The Lord didn't set him up. He refers to black and white, which means that he's not as smart as he thinks he is, and the people that listen to him aren't very smart at all. The real true prophets of the Lord and the real information, like that dude Carlito Way, man. Carlito's always profiling Neely Fuller's videos, man. But then he'll try to throw the Israelite thing in there as well. He'll try to show the 12 tribes, you know, all the time. But yet you still profiling a man that's constantly talking about black and white.
Right.
When that's just pushing confusion, man.
Yes, sir. Jake can't admit that there's only one way. There is no other way. It's only through Yahweh Shai, man. You're not going to get a part of this kingdom. This kingdom got to be destroyed. All right? And our kingdom got to come after that.
Because they want to save this, man.
Right.
Right? Because they want a big house on the hill
Why you want to live in this polluted, dirty place, man? With concrete everywhere.
It'd be cool when Esau eating in it.
Shit that's crumbling.
Right. With the horrible food, horrible water,
right.
Horrible everything is just right.
Breathing chemtrails, polluted air.
Women telling men what to do.
Right. Right. When they right mind want this shit to continue.
This is Sirach 28:10. As the matter of the fire is, so it burneth, and as a man's strength is, so is his wrath. And according to his riches, his anger riseth, and the stronger they are which contend, the more they will be inflamed, man. All right, so Esau is at the end of his kingdom, man. He got all the money, all the weapons, he has all the military. And what's he doing, man? He's fighting against the people. And the more he fights against the people, more people are going to fight back, man. All right? Hey, this class of races, there's some social class.
Pause it right there.
All right?
Keep talking, brother.
It's gonna come to a head, man. All this stuff, all this so-called peacefulness, right? Gonna lead to violence. And it says here in Sirach 22 and 24, as the vapor and smoke of a furnace go up before the fire, so reveling before blood, man. You go in there reveling, man. It means basically exhibition, man. All right, before all this stuff, after the smoke of fire. After the discussions and the protests, it's going to be bloodshed, man.
Exactly, and that's exactly what's going to come. And why? Because our people are not following our way. Look at this man. All right, what's wrong with this picture? Right, he's got hair down past his shoulders and no beard, none whatsoever. The other one's face, even though he got on the mask, his face is full of razor bumps, because he's always shaving his beard off. Let it play. Yeah. And look at the skin on the one with the mask on. Look at the skin on his face when he puts it on. His skin is all fucked up. Pause it right there. His skin is all fucked up. Why? Because these are men that are following behind Esau Edom, and it's evident even in their appearance. All right? Right. And that's why his skin is fucked up like that, because he's constantly putting the razor blade to his beard too. You know? And you're not supposed to do that, man. The other one got hair down his back. Esau gonna snatch him by his hair, man. That long hair is not cool, man. Matter of fact, if your hair is long enough to where someone can grip it, that's unsafe. That's unsafe. That's unsafe. All right, you could be more skilled than an individual and lose to that person simply because they got a good grip on your hair. Because the body follows the head, man. All right. Why do you think Jake when they would go to war, they had the big fro or something or the long hair, they would cornrow it, man. So you just can't grab it, man. Or they would cut it off. They would wear their hair short. Because if a man can actually grip your hair, he can defeat you. And you could be the better warrior. But once they get a grip on your hair and turn your head, your body follows the head, man. That's the weak point. Yeah. And they can do great damage to you before you can recover from that, and then you lose the fight, lose the battle, man. Right? And you can't tell me that these dudes ain't heard. I'm sure they both listen to Kendrick Lamar's album. I know that they didn't clicked on the Israelite videos.
Probably walked past the camp.
Walked past the camp plenty of times.
Hey, they think it's a joke.
They all about the hoes. And them dudes standing behind them gonna shoot their ass down later.
Hey, I got something they said. I'm quite sure they heard the truth somewhere. This John.
Look at Becky out there, boy. Coochie cutters on.
God, this
big ass thighs too.
John. John 15:22. It says, "If I have not come and spoken unto them, they have not had sin. But now there is no cloak for their sin. Cloak is a covering. So now, so you can't say you ain't heard. You reject that heard and reject it. There's no excuse for you now. Man.
Right? When them dudes stop butt stroking you to death, man. You know that the stock on that weapon is a vicious weapon, man. All right, it will crack your skull and break your bones, man. When they start butt stroking you, and even worse is the both end, because a weapon is not only can they shoot to kill you, hitting you with it can kill you. They can kill you with the butt stroke, or they put the bayonet on the front of it and bayonet your ass to death, man. All right, that's a mighty ass sword, man. Right? The sword's got 30 round clips on it.
Speaking, just to answer what you said, Elder, this is just a title from Bloomberg News. U.S. Army unit was issued bayonets to prep for D.C. protests.
Wow. Wow, they were issued bayonets. See what I told you, man? Ain't no policing once these motherfuckers show up, man. These guys are not trained to police. These dudes are trained to kill. That's their job. They are trained to kill, man. All right? Marines are the worst police you could ever call upon. Because they're not coming to police. That's not what they do.
I also remember when Benji posted that picture with him next to that soldier, and he said he said that when he was next to him, he told him, "Are you ready to use that to kill these niggas?" He said that the soldier just laughed it off. He didn't even deny
it. Right? He was like, "Damn, he called me out." Yeah. Actually, I am.
Romans 13:4, but he is the minister of the Most High to do thee for good. Without do they which is evil, he afraid, he bears not his sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger, to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, man.
Right. And some of these soldiers are Jake, man. All right? You got Jake right in there with him.
There's no problem on their looks too when they ready.
Yeah, they ready.
I got a scripture. This is Jeremiah 16:4. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dug upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and the carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of the heaven and for the beasts of the earth.
And the fact that they still got them wearing their sleeves down, their sleeves aren't rolled up. See, this time of year, your sleeves supposed to be rolled up above your elbow, but they got their sleeves down, which means they're ready for combat. That's to ward off knife cuts and chemicals and all that whole sort of thing. See, in the military, they're in the season now where their sleeves will be rolled up all the way up. But the fact that it's June and their sleeves are all the way down, it's a whole lot of things that the average person don't know when you're looking at these people, man. They're posed for combat. All right, as if they were in the bush. All right, because when you out in the bush, when you're in the jungle, man, you know, you got all these different plants and shit that attack you, the bugs and shit. But apparently, urban combat, they're using the same format. So the fact that their sleeves are not rolled up is evidence that they're ready for combat, man. See, Jake thinks this is a joke, man, and think that everything's gonna be normal, and that football and basketball is gonna come back, and everything's gonna be cool, and you know. And a lot of Jake then went through a lot of breakups and shit that happened over this COVID shit. You know, they can go out and get them another big booty slut that's already been with a couple hundred dudes before them. You know, right? Get them a big get them they're gonna play Madden on that stolen 60-inch screen that they have. Smoke some blunts, you know.
Or eat something track.
Right. And they're gonna be okay, so they think. All right. Until Esau unleashed, this sword on them, man. That's it. And we can ready to wrap it up, brother. You can bring out your last couple scriptures.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the science past, when I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people of the world.
In the world. You didn't say just in Babylon. This is going on worldwide. Read.
Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
And there it is, man. And we're the only people that's happy about it. Because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. We're ready to go home. That's right. Go ahead, brother.
This is Romans 13 and 11. And then knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake up out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Oh, yeah. You know, I done told my woman that. I done told too many people that, man. that this thing is closer than what we think, man. And it's evident now because the digital, with China moving to the digital currency, calling in the debt on America, is forcing America. That's why things are moving so fast, and so much money is being printed, and hyperinflation is on its way because America's going to be forced to go to the digital currency before they were ready. They're going to have to try to keep up with the 5G, which means they're going to put up a lot of 5G, which is going to make a lot of people sick. And with all these people running around with their face all covered up, compromising their immune system, constantly keeping your body in stress because of your oxygen, building up your cortisone levels, and cortisone levels in your body causes stress and the breakdown of your immune system. So when this next epidemic that they're going to put out rolls out, when people just start getting sick for real, just catching any old thing because your system's going to be weak. And of course, they're going to label any sickness COVID. It's a perfect cover, man. A perfect storm. This shit is coming, man. Perfect. All right. Hey, so with that, man, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash, Wa'abah.